Hey guys, and welcome back to Into the Indies. This week we're going to be reviewing Savage Lands. Now, Savage Lands is a first-person open-world survival game. The whole purpose of this game is to survive on a frigid island. The thirst for survival leads you to building structures, craft armor and weapons, and killing all the enemies that stand in your way. Now that you know kind of what the game is about, we're going to start rating all the different aspects on a scale from 1 to 10, and the first part is gameplay.
Okay, so we rated gameplay like a 6 or 7. It has a lot of things going for it. Like, overall it's fun, and there's a lot of like things that make the game playable for a long period of time. I think the first time we played it for about 5 hours before we decided it was time to, stop for the night. It has a lot of things going for it, but there are some things that could be improved. Specifically, there's no story, which Jonah will talk about.
Yeah, so on that aspect of story, like, you're thrown into this game, like I said, not really knowing what's going on. So you wake up, we can assume, on like the shores of this island, and basically you're naked, you look around, and they give you one of the basic weapons, so like a hammer or an axe. They give you like a pair of like ragged clothes. On the water, there's a broken like rowboat small ship. So you know that your ship probably crashed, but besides that, there's no storyline. There's no way to like get off the island. So we only rated it a 4 because there's just not much there.
Well, the cinematics, 0 cutscenes, so 0.
Immersion. I really like the game, I really get into playing the game, but I don't get super into the fact that I am the character. When I play a lot of games like Skyrim or even Cry of Fear last week, you really feel like you're part of that character and you are him, you're not just playing him. In this game, I kind of, since you have to grind a lot in this game to get resources and to do all of that, and this actually kind of removes me from feeling like the person because I know that I couldn't handle that much physical labor. So Immersion, we actually rated a 7 because it's fun, you get into it, you like playing it, and the combat you get immersed, but everything else I'm still kind of detached.
Well, I mean, the grinding kind of makes it a tidbit boring.
Yeah.
At times, Yeah.
Satisfaction.
I decided to rate Satisfaction because there was a point in which we were playing, it was the first time we'd ever played, and we had spent about 4 hours, no, we spent 3.5 hours. I want to get the timing right. About 3.5 hours getting all these things together, and we thought we were like doing pretty well.
We weren't.
Well, somehow, in the middle of the night, I run off to go kill a skeleton, and then like, I run back to the camp, but I run like 2,000 meters away and end up dying. Well, so for like an hour, like literally an hour, I'm just running around doing essentially nothing but trying to find my way back to camp. That was terrible. So I died and I was pissed, but then, so we spawned back at the coast and I'm running around and I'm like about to like enter the camp. Like I can see the camp and then I died again. And at that point, I pretty much said, I hate this game. So Satisfaction is about a 6 because when it's going well and it's fun. But as soon as you die, it sucks. You hate the game.
Yeah.
So we rated crafting a 6 because the crafting menu itself is good. And there's a lot of good aspects of it, like the organization and how each individual component that needs to go into the item is presented. So that way it's nice and clean and kind of linear. The one thing that I didn't like is the crafting system seems a little small, and you can only craft like from like your crafting options are limited to what you have in your inventory. So if you don't have something in your inventory that you need to craft like an item, like a key item, so like let's say Ebonstone, you don't see that you can craft Ebonstone until you have like a certain specific quality of ore. I think it's high quality. Right. And that really bothers me because it kind of makes you feel a little discouraged to craft because you don't want to make something if you don't know like where that thing can go. So if I'm going to waste 5 medium quality ore to make 1 high quality ore, I don't even know like what it can craft. There's kind of no point in me taking that risk, so to speak, So good crafting, but I would like to see like kind of like a sneak peek preview of like what you could be crafting if you had made this item. Not like too much, you know. And then also expanding the crafting system in general with just more items, which comes in time. You know, it's a pre-alpha. It's like an early access alpha right now. So
right, and it's about to be updated actually. So that's fun.
10 hours.
Yeah, seriously. So. Building. Now, this is a game where you can build structures, and I rated the building a 5 because the buildings that you can build are fairly cool. You can do like a blacksmith town hall, stuff like that, little huts, but like there's no freedom with it. So you can create these things and give yourself, you know, a building, and it's a cool building because they design them well, but there's no freedom with it like in Minecraft or 7 Days to Die or games like that where you can just kind of build whatever you want, even Terraria, where you can just build whatever you want. So I rated it a 5. Also, with buildings, like some of the stuff you build is completely useless, so I didn't really like that they gave you the option to build useless crap. Graphics.
Oh, yeah, like, before we go into graphics, man, that pissed me off. You can build a weapon rack, and it doesn't even hold weapons. It's an aesthetic choice. We got graphics. We rated that a 7. Graphics are good. They're not great. So, again, they're not like modded Skyrim. You know, they're not like crazy good, but like they're good enough to have like a moderate amount of immersion, and it's not like you don't feel like you're playing Super Mario 64, you know? So I rated an 8 because initially when you spawn into the game, there's a lot of sounds that you don't know what they mean. So for example, there's a sound that we still don't even know what it means. It's like this deep like whooshing sound, and we believe every time that one of the dragons on the dragon towers like starts flying or takes off or lands or whatever, it makes that sound. We're not entirely sure. So when you initially spawn, that sound is actually kind of creepy because you have no idea what's going on. Because it also kind of resembles like a rumble from like a giant beast walking around. And in the preview, you see giant beasts walking around. Yeah, so the audio is an 8. It would have been higher, but it gets repetitive and kind of annoying with the rumbling and, you know. So maybe if they had some changes to like how far that sound spread, or like maybe different sounds every once in a while, you know, so they could improve on the audio, but overall it's good enough to keep immersion and keep you happy for
the hours that you play.
Like 12 hours or something. I don't know how long we played the game.
Difficulty. This game is hard. Like, it is so difficult. We rated it a 9. Savage Lands is a savage game. If you've played some sandbox survival, you'll kind of know what's up, but the aspect of cold is something new to me, and it really is a terrible thing because you have to go to fires or you have to dress yourself better. It's a really cool dynamic. I loved the addition of it, but it does make the game very hard because there's also, you know, obviously mobs that you have to kill, as well as hunger. So those 3 things or aspects working together really do make this game extremely difficult. So this game was kind of built to be played multiplayer. It's really fun to play.
It wasn't kind of, it was built. There's no, like, I mean,
you can play it single player, but it was mainly built to be played together because there's PvP options, there's crafting options where you can help each other. Just all of that. It's really fun. We rated it a 9 on multiplayer options just because it's built to have a bunch of people playing it on the same world.
The reason it's so high in the multiplayer options is because as compared to some other games, the servers aren't terrible. They don't drop connection like every 30 seconds like in Payday. Like,
just about to say Payday.
Yeah, but anyways, multiplayer mechanics, you rated that a 7 because there's a lot of things that it has going for it. For example, the PvP is actually pretty good. Like, hitboxes could be changed a little bit, you know. But other than that, it's pretty good in the respects of like interaction with the world multiplayer and like updating the people around you, so you don't have like even bad pings like aren't terrible in that game. But the problem with the mechanics is there's no like trading system or anything like that, and there's no way to like lock doors or like lock chests. So if you're playing in a server with a lot of people that you don't know, griefing is a huge problem.
The only thing that I found out with multiplayer options or multiplayer that kind of was a problem was if somebody's wearing a helmet and you look at them, they're just it's a floating helmet above their torso.
Yeah, you can like
they
see
have no
through
neck, they have no eyes. Kind of creepy, kind of cool.
So price, it's moderately priced. Like it's not insane. It's about $20, like $19.99 or something. Yep. So it's not terrible, but it's, for me, it's like at the upper limit of what I'd be willing to pay for that game. Like I think 25 is too much for the game, but 15 is too low. So they have it reasonably priced, but I definitely wouldn't pay more for the game than $20.
$20. Yeah, I feel the same. Replayability. This game is replayable because every time you're gonna, well, not every time, but you're gonna spawn in different spots. You're gonna find different parts of the world. It's a fun game to replay because you can die and rage quit and then start a new one. So replayability, we rated an 8. Because it has replayability, but it's not one of those games that I would play over and over and over and over and over again for the ends of time, like Skyrim. All right, so the last thing that we're going to touch up on is controls for the game.
Controls, they're good. Default controls, minus some things that Jonah will mention later. The one thing that I didn't like was when I tried to change the controls to my mouse macros, that didn't work. It doesn't have support for that yet, so that pissed me off. So that's why controls we rated as a 6, because they were not up to par.
Right. Like you said, I was going to mention something. Basically, the default inventories, because there's actually 3 inventories. So the default inventories are the F, G, and H key, which is like right to your right, and then again to your right, and then again to your right. So you just can't get over there without completely moving your hands off of your movement keys, which is kind of annoying for me. So you can change them right off the bat. Inventory is totally customizable, or the controls are totally customizable, which is nice. So you can fix the problem, but it's just kind of a pain to have that problem right from the get-go.
And that concludes our review of Savage Lands. If you like this video, leave a like, a comment, and subscribe. Also check out my channel, The Chaotic Gamer, and check out his channel,
The Tranquil Gamer.
And check out our co-op channel, The Balanced Gamers, and stay tuned on Better Than Coffee for some more awesome videos. Thanks for watching. See you next time.